From WBNG, your weather authority, this is 12 News at noon.
We begin this afternoon with a live look across Johnson City that is now a winter wonderland after a historic and truly mind-blowing snowfall here in the southern tier. And while all of us are now covered in a thick blanket of snow, let's take a look back at what happened between yesterday and today. You're looking at a time lapse right now of the snow piling up on downtown Binghamton. Obviously much more snow than you even see in that video right now at this hour. And this afternoon we have team coverage as the snowstorm wraps up, but is still very much impacting thousands of people here in New York and Pennsylvania. Our Natalia Rizak is out on the streets of Binghamton talking to folks out and about. We're going to get to her in just one moment. But first, we're going to get the very latest forecast from meteorologist Brian Trader. Brian, we're in the clear.
For the most part, yeah, we're not expecting much, if any, additional snowfall, but we're still dealing with just the huge amount of snow that fell last night and earlier this morning. I do keep a slight chance for some, I'm going to say snow showers or flurries in the forecast at 1 o'clock, 24 degrees. 26 is your high for today at 3 o'clock with mostly cloudy skies. And then by 5 o'clock, I do keep the clouds in the forecast, 23 degrees. Winds will be turning northerly at about 5 miles per hour. And here you can see that snow ending from west to east. So there's not too much going on. In fact, all the warnings for our area have been allowed to expire. If you're heading east over toward the Capital District, the Hudson River Valley, or into parts of New England, be aware they still have winter storm warnings in place. Now, we're not expecting any additional snowfall. However, we are going to mention, we'll say, a moderate risk, if not a high risk, because of the snow that fell earlier. Wind, ice, not a problem, and we are going to be below average, so it is going to be a little chilly. So keep that in mind as you begin your cleanup. Keep yourself safe, take your time, and we'll have some snowfall accumulations for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Brian, thank you. Now, our Natalia Rizak has been tracking road conditions all morning since the very wee hours today. She's live now in downtown Binghamton with a story of a local man who was stuck out on the roads for hours. Natalia.
Hey, Julia. Yeah, you know, the snow conditions have clearly cleared up a little bit, if you could see right behind me here, again, on Front Street in Binghamton. But earlier today, the snowfall was so bad that it left some people stranded. Eric Freeman says he was stuck on 81 South due to the snow since 3:30 this morning, along with other cars and trucks who are behind and in front of him. He says he left last night after receiving a call from his son, who he said was stuck near Whitney Point.
11:30 last night, you know, you get that phone call that says I'm stuck. So you wake up, you get moving, you get dressed, you open the door, and you go back inside and you go get your snow pants.
Freeman says he was able to make some headway because of a plow in front of him, but after it took a turn, he said he became stuck. Freeman says that DOT came around 9 a.m. and it took around 45 minutes to get out. Freeman adds that it was backed up for over 2 miles, according to the DOT. Now, of course, officials are still cautioning people to drive on the roads, saying that you should stay inside unless you absolutely have to leave your home. In downtown Binghamton, Natalia Rizak, 12 News.
Natalia, thank you. And take a look at this tweet sent out by New York State Police just before 10:30 this morning. It reads, quote, I-81 South just past exit 8 when you point in Broome County is a parking lot. Avoid the area, end quote. Keep this in mind as you are traveling this morning. The city of Binghamton is under a state of emergency today. Mayor Rich David tweeted out the news, issuing the emergency order due to the winter storm. He says all city hall offices are closed today, but essential personnel do still have to report to work. The mayor is asking all residents to stay off the roads to let the plow crews clear the snow. And the county also announced early this morning that it's suspending all transit bus services due to inclement weather. The county announced the bus service will resume once given clearance. The BC Transit Mobility Manager says the suspension includes the BC Transit Fixed Route Service, BC Lift, BC Country, and the OFA minibus. Police say one man is dead after he was hit by a plow truck. Police out in Allegheny County say a man walking with a snowblower when a public works plow truck hit him just before 5 o'clock last night. Authorities pronounced the man dead at the scene. They say an investigation is ongoing. The storm severity has ramped up travel restrictions on Interstate 81 northbound and southbound. Level 3 restrictions are in place by the Pennsylvania DOT. That means vehicles like school buses and cars or trucks towing trailers are not permitted on the roadways. The DOT says it has also limited the speed limit to 45 miles per hour. Officials say updates will be provided through the 511 PA app. And we're also tracking power outages this afternoon. Right now, according to NYSEG's outage map, there are more than 100 customers without power here in Broome County, almost 200 in Chemung. And here's the biggest loss right now, more than 2,000 customers without power in Tioga County. We'll continue to update those numbers throughout the day, and you can check them out for yourself on NYSEG's website. And with the heavy snowfall, many schools and businesses have announced delays and closures. Make sure you're following along carefully on our website, WBNG.com, for the very latest list of what's closed for your Thursday. And it's not actually winter yet, but millions of people in the Northeast, not just here in the southern tier, are dealing with this deadly snowstorm that's already dumped more than 2 feet in some areas, including right here at home. Elise Preston has the latest from a snowy Times Square.
Driving is treacherous across the Northeast today as the first major storm of the season is bringing heavy snow, high winds, and icy conditions.
Oh my God, this is crazy. I didn't think it was going to come down this crazy.
One person died in this weather-related crash on Interstate 81 in Virginia. And in Pennsylvania, a man was hit and killed at this intersection by a public works plow truck. In Maryland, airline passengers had a scare when their jet slid off the taxiway after landing. Spirit Airlines says no one was injured.
This is the biggest winter storm to hit New York City since 2018, and while cleanup is already underway, forecasters say this storm could dump another half a foot of snow in some areas before day's end.
A lot of wind still, but we can handle it.
The nasty weather has forced at least 8 states to temporarily shut down coronavirus testing sites. And there's also concern worker shortages linked to the pandemic could delay snow plowing.
COVID-19 has impacted crew availability for the state and for some cities and towns.
But when it comes to vaccine delivery, government officials and major delivery companies say the vaccine is their top priority and that deliveries will continue as long as roads and airports are open. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Now get this statistic, more than 45 million Americans are currently under winter weather alerts. Now many, if not all of us, I know myself included, will be shoveling snow today, and the American Heart Association is passing out some tips on how to do so safely. They say folks who are older have a higher risk of overexerting themselves while shoveling all this snow, something that could result in a heart attack. To prevent something like this, they say folks need to prepare ahead of time by not eating a big meal or drinking alcohol before shoveling. They also say that what you wear is important to your health.
Heart failure actually causes the most deaths in hypothermia. So make sure you're dressed in layers, that those layers can trap warm air and keep you warm. Make sure you're wearing a hat, that you're not losing your heat out of your head. So you really want to pay attention to not only what you're doing, but how you're preparing your body to do it.
The association also says folks should use a smaller shovel to make sure that you're not trying to lift too much snow at once. And while there's a lot of going on here in our area because of all this snow, there's also a lot of fun to be had in the Powder today. Our Michelle Roberts is live in Johnson City taking a look at all the snow fun. Hey, Michelle.
Hey Julia, I'm live just a few miles away from the station here in Johnson City, and I started shoveling at about 7 a.m. and I went for about an hour, and as you can see, this is the progress I made. Only about a fourth of the way at best to clearing off my car. The hardest part was actually getting through the initial snow to even get to my car and recognize it was my car compared to all the other cars that were piled up with snow. Now, if you are shoveling right now, make sure you take breaks. It is really tiring moving all this snow. And to compare what you see right now, I'm 5 feet tall. So you can see the difference between me and all this snow. But just to test it out some more, I have a field hockey stick here that's 36.5 inches tall.
We're unfortunately having a technical difficulty there, but Michelle, thank you so much. And if you have photos or videos to submit of the snow, make sure you check out our Twin Tiers Takes Facebook page. You're taking a look at a couple of photos and videos right here. Look at that pup right there, just having a blast in the snow. We'd love to feature your videos or photos on our newscast tonight and over the next couple of days. Again, wow, a great photo there of another dog in the snow. So make sure you check out our Twin Tiers Takes Facebook page. Just ahead on 12 News at noon, Brian's going to be back with a look at our full 7-day forecast. Obviously, we had a huge snow ordeal today. What do the next couple of days hold? He'll break that down for us coming up next.